Scott, to you at Rogers Arena.
Thank you, Ron. Elias Pettersson's 5th NHL season shapes up as his best, and you have been the best thing about this difficult Vancouver Canucks season. What a night. 5 points. So let's start there, John.
Well, 5 points again. I mean, you seem to be the master of the 5-point game. And what I really liked about your game in this one was just being around the puck so much and being able to feed this play. 4 Philadelphia Flyers are on you. Look at them all looking at you, and then you feed the goal scorer, Luke Shen, and then he feeds Andre. I mean, it was just the empty netters, that's another thing, but the shot, I don't know how you get as much.
And the Dandelion Brothers.
Yes,
your
and there's your buddies.
Yeah.
A guy your size, and everybody knows you're not a bulky sort of person, and you're able to shoot at 103 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Which is, it must be a great stick. It's a great stick.
Would you like to comment on your game tonight?
It's, yeah, obviously I think game today was a lot better than my previous two. We talked a lot about the game without the puck and being better defensively, and I think we took, it was better today.
One of the highlights of the game, besides your 5 points, Andrei Kuzmenko scores his 24th of the year, and the tweets started coming in, like this one from Mike Thomas. Can you please ask Pettersson what Andrei Kuzmenko was drinking with his banana on the bench?
I don't know if he's going to give me shit, but
that too.
I asked if it was coffee, and he said, no, Pepsi, brother.
And then we got another tweet from Thor's mom who says, how much do you hope he pulls out a big bowl of salad in the next period?
Like it, salad us.
No, don't worry about it, it's just a joke.
I used to drink 6 Cokes in between periods when I played, just to keep the sugar up. And
I don't know if I could do that.
Elias, this is your first appearance on this program since we had you on 4 years ago in the midst of your rookie season when you won the Calder Trophy. And back then, this is how you described the essence of your game.
There's no secret that I'm not the biggest guy on the ice, so I just trying to outsmart and be always trying to be one step ahead of the play. And the game is so fast out there, so what first comes to mind on the ice, I go with that, because if you think twice, the play might be gone. So,
have things changed since then?
Yeah, my English is better. That was a tough listen.
That was pretty good back then.
It was decent. It was decent. I got my point out, but yeah, obviously I think my play has been better. Obviously I'm trying to get better every day, every game, and get more experience. And obviously I've been putting a little bit of muscle on me.
Yeah, so we note that you said back then, it's no secret I'm not the biggest guy on the ice. There was a fixation about your size when you came into the league, but as we said, at the time, you proved that you could play whether your weight was 166 or 206. But now we see you as a bigger version of what you were back then, 4 years on. We see you exercising some strategic hits. You play physical sometimes. How much muscle have you gained?
I don't know exactly how much, but I definitely feel stronger on the puck, and just overall more strength. Obviously, it's not the, how do you say? I definitely want to add more to it because.
Would you say 10 pounds from the time you started?
Maybe 5, 6, 7 pounds of muscle. I don't know.
I put on 10 pounds in a weekend.
Yeah, and it's not muscle.
Pure muscle?
It's whatever you gain from a lot of ketchup, apparently. Okay, a tweet now from Chris Jordan. Let me find it here. Oh, yes. He absolutely needs to clear the air about his pre-AllStar Game drip. He's usually known as one of the best-dressed Canucks. So was he ahead of the curve on the baggy dad look, and I think we have it here, making a comeback, or was this just all about maximum comfort?
I think it's a great look. I mean, I think I've definitely changed my style from my first year in the league. I was all about buying high-end stuff, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, and all that. But then, like year 2 or 3, I outgrew everything, and
so it didn't fit you.
It didn't fit me. So I realized I just wasted a ton of money. But I just liked oversized, baggy, vintage look nowadays, and yeah, that's what you saw.
Okay, talking about weight, there was a lot of weight behind the hardest shot at All-Star this year. You won it at 103.2 to the surprise of a lot of people. Were you yourself surprised?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going up against probably the best goal scorer ever. So I just wanted to give my best effort and beat my previous personal best, which was, I think, 102.6.
Yeah, that was at the All-Star Game in 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I just wanted to beat that, and yeah, happy.
So Ovechkin, after the hardest shot competition, joked something to the effect of he's not sure how you won it without cheating because of your size. But I'm not sure anyone should have really been surprised that you won it, because you broke 100 before in 2020. And we have here a pack of goals of you scoring on a cannon from the right face-off dot. Kind of Ovechkin in reverse, because he's usually on the left circle. How hard have you worked on your shot?
I mean, I shouldn't get the respect Owe. I need to score a couple more goals before I get the mention in his spot or whatever, but obviously it's something I've been practicing a lot, and I mean, obviously it's a surprise to myself. I can shoot it hard, but it's been a lot of hours behind it, and yeah, it's fun to shoot.
Well, I watch
do you
your
think,
timing.
John, his shot gets enough respect?
No, and it's the timing of it. I think more than anything else, and I watch it even in warm-ups. You and Quinn throw the puck back and forth, and you really work. I don't think people give you enough credit for how hard you work at the timing of the shot.
No, I mean, that's I think why it's hard, because I need to get the timing, the weight or weight transfer, whatever. I don't know how I shoot it hard, but it just happens.
Tweet from Nicholas. He says, Elias, bro, sound like you got stronger. How about winning fastest skater in next All-Star Game?
I mean, I like to defend the harder shot next year, but I mean, if they want me in the fastest skater, I'll try to do my best and win that too.
Okay, a leftover from All-Star, and that's you scoring a goal with Bo Horvat. Did that feel natural, or did it feel weird, given he had just been traded away from the Canucks?
Natural, the goal and the pass from Bo, but definitely weird with all circumstances or whatever you say, but knowing this would be it between me and him. And yeah, it was a nice little goodbye goal, I guess. So
Goodbye.
Upon his departure from Vancouver, Bo Horvat said, you should be the next captain of the Canucks. So Mike asks in a tweet, if you were offered the captaincy, would you accept it?
that would definitely be an honor. But for me, I don't want to stress or rush into a decision. I've never been a captain. I mean, I guess everyone knows I'm a pretty quiet guy, so it would definitely be an honor. But I want to, how do you say, take my time thinking about it in the summer and make a decision.
You are a quiet, effective leader on the ice, but the captaincy comes with a lot of off-ice responsibilities. You've got to speak to the media every day. You often have to have an answer for just about everything. Would you be ready for that?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm always been. I just want to focus on my game. All about winning and performing my best. So,
do you think there has to be a captain? To me, it's a natural leadership role.
Yeah, I think it's a yes and no question. I think there is leaders in the team with Schenner, with Miller, and guys with a voice in the locker room. So, yes and no.
To me, it's one of those. Okay, Bo was the natural after Henrik, but now, like you say, the Quinn and yourself and JT and Luke and there's. Everybody can see who the leaders are without wearing a seat.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, let's get to the Forsberg goals. You have scored 3 of those in your career. The first in your rookie season against New Jersey. One last year against the Jets and one this year against Carolina. These are goals of beauty, unless, of course, you're the goaltender. Peter Forsberg made this goal famous about 5 years before you were born. Mm-hmm. Growing up in Sweden, how much did you know about the history of the goal?
I knew quite a bit. I obviously see it when Forsberg scored it against Corey Hirsch.
Right, Corey Hirsch.
Had to mention it.
It was on a stamp.
Even that.
Except they had to blur Curry out.
Oh, even better. No, but obviously growing up, watching Forsberg and all his highlights, and trying to steal some of his moves, and yeah.
And it's worked for you. By the way, you once said that Forsberg, or Foppa, as he was known in Sweden, was your idol growing up.
Yeah.
And I would think for reasons more than just the goal.
Yeah, definitely. His overall play, his intensity, the way he plays, and yeah, just his skill set on the ice.
Back to the fans. Steve Danger asked this question. You're going to love it. JT Miller off the ice, grumpy Gus or a big old softie?
I think a mix of both, but it's a guy who wants to do everything to win, and he's a great teammate. I know there's people who want to, I don't know if shit on a player, if the right word, but
you can say that at this hour, no problem.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, shouldn't cuss, but he's a teammate that he's passionate, all he cares about winning, and yeah, he plays with a lot of emotional, and so does the rest of the group. So, yeah. Before
we get more deeply into your life off the ice, there are a ton of Canuck fans out there saying, for God's sake, ask him about his future in Vancouver. So, first of all, in the midst of a difficult season for the team, are you still happy here?
I'm happy. It's a great city to play in. Obviously, it's been some down years now, but all I'm focusing on now is finish this season well, and then I'll deal with what's ahead. Then I don't like to focus too much on what's ahead. I like to live in the moment.
Well, then we got to ask you this: it's the kicker, and JD with this question gets right to the heart of the matter. Are you open to signing a long-term extension in Vancouver because you are eligible to do so this summer?
Yeah, I am. I mean, again, it's a great city to play in. But again, it's something I don't like to focus on that now. I know we can, or I guess we will, discuss that in the summer. So I'm looking forward to that. But at the moment, I'm just focusing on my
well,
now.
That comes as a relief to a lot of Canuck fans, and it means that you may one day be a teammate of Elias Pettersson, whom the Canucks drafted in the 3rd round last summer. What were you thinking when Vancouver drafted another Elias Pettersson?
It was. I got a few texts about they would draft your twin or whatever, but yeah, no, it's funny. Still have no idea how we're gonna figure out the name situation. What's his nickname gonna be? But it's a problem.
That's a good question. How would you suggest the play-by-play commentator separate you two to avoid confusion? Because there's bound to be lots of it.
That's not my problem.
Shorty.
That's your guy's problem.
Is he also Elias or is he Elias? Do you know?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Swedish accents, it's Elias.
Yeah.
So.
He has said that you're his idol, but he's never met you.
That's I never met him.
Tweet from David AMR. I've been trying to collect each new model of the stick Elias has used since coming to Vancouver. If he doesn't mind saying, can you ask him what the numbers mean? I think we got the picture here that he writes on each stick. And do you have a spare stick for him? Forget that part. But what do the numbers mean?
So the bottom part is like the number. It's like a fun thing for me. I write down the number of the stick, how many sticks I use per year.
Oh, okay.
So it's just for me to keep track what's the newest stick. I like to play with a new stick every game or every second game. So it just helps me keep track which stick is the newest.
We weren't allowed to do that. We had to keep the same stick, and especially the goalies, you'd retape them, and so you go through 5 a year. We couldn't afford to have the. Oh yeah, I'm going to use a new stick.
They were made of plywood back then.
Well, I'm taking advantage of the Bauer deal. So.
NBA All-Star is this weekend. They held the 3-point contest this afternoon, and you take for granted that these pros are going to hit most of them, which they did. And now, here's something that we picked off your Instagram account. You last summer in a 3-point contest with Dean Kulusevski, Swedish soccer star, plays for Tottenham in the Premier League. And look at you draining the threes, or at least most of them, suggesting that you've played some basketball, have you?
I never played basketball. My mom was actually a basketball coach for the women's team back home, so sometimes I was playing a little bit with them, but never played it. Just like to shoot around.
What was the background of that contest?
Both of us are sponsored by Vitamin Well. It's a vitamin water company back home Sweden, so they wanted to do content with both of us.
You know, you've never played the game, but you looked like a natural from the three-point line.
I wouldn't say that.
No, you did. That's testament to your pure athletic ability.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Anya, your hometown is a town of 3,000 in northern Sweden. Sometimes, according to Wikipedia, so it's got to be true, it's referred to as the Swedish Seattle because of the number of bands it's produced. Takeda, The Grand Opening, Corroded, The Citadel, Kill Kill Pussycat, Blowball. You got a favorite?
Stiftelsen as well. It's another band. I'll say Takeda. Because that was the first band I listened to, and I have some mom's friend.
Do you know who that is?
I know the guy who was on the guitar, the blonde guy.
That's Takeda.
That's Akira, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But not like know any of them, but obviously know some of their songs.
Marissa asks, what is on your pregame playlist?
I just put shuffle on my. I don't really listen to music by myself before games, but if I do, it's any chill song. I like to be relaxed. I don't listen to any hype.
Classic rock?
Yeah.
No classic rock?
No classic rock. Sometimes, but not country.
Childish Gambino?
Yeah, yes, one or two good songs I like. But I'm very bad at finding new music I like. So. Yeah.
Okay, your brother Emil was drafted by Nashville. He's back home now playing for Timrå. He's got 4 years on you. The two of you have never played pro hockey together. Is it something that you talk about?
Definitely. I mean, he's a big reason why I'm here today. And obviously it would be a dream come true for both of us if we would hopefully end up playing together.
He's won a championship, hasn't he, in the Swedish league?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. He won it 2 years ago, I think, so...
Yeah.
Brando asks, are video games allowed on the road now that Bo is gone?
Bo, oh, that's funny. I think that was from first year.
Yeah.
But yes, video games is allowed on the road. Even when Bo was here, I didn't tell him, but I brought him.
Okay.
It was never a rule. It was just something that I think made up on media, and then we said no video games. But
if you're playing with your friends back home in Sweden, then pretty clearly you're playing with the Dandelion Brothers.
Yes.
There was a compelling story that came to light a few years ago when your best friends from Anya, the Dandelion Brothers, made their first visit to Vancouver.
Yep.
And they were here again tonight, third visit to Vancouver as your guests.
Yes.
The Dandelion Brothers, Valeric, David, and their older brother, Hike.
Who's becoming a dad in a couple months.
Okay. Yeah. You were 13 the day they and their parents who'd emigrated, look at their reaction tonight. and that's how they should react when their best friend gets 5 points in a game. Their parents who'd emigrated to Sweden were deported to Armenia, again when you were 13, because of a technicality. 82 days in limbo there.
Yeah.
Before they were able to come back. You initially were heartbroken and then delighted, and obviously so were they.
Yeah.
You were only 13, as I say, so still losing your best friends changed your outlook on life. How so?
Definitely. I mean, growing up with them, play football or soccer, I meant soccer, or hockey or just anything. Did everything growing up, and then just like that, they were on their way to Armenia. I didn't know why, because they speak fluent Swedish and etc. But I think now when I got older, it's realize I can't take things for granted. And but now it's good. They have Swedish
citizenship.
Exactly, and passport, everything. So yeah, but obviously growing up during that time it was tough, but. Yeah, it was a happy ending, I guess.
You were asked if they play hockey, and you said they quit, which was probably the right decision.
The two younger brothers played for, I think, 2 or 3 years. We still make jokes about that, how both good and bad they were, but...
That story was written by David Singh for Sportsnet.
Yeah.
It's easily found online. It's worth a read. Elias, thanks for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
Always.
There
Thank
is Elias Pettersson, an untouchable Vancouver Canuck for obvious reasons. He was our guest in After Hours. Back to wrap things up at Rogers Arena in a moment.